Hello everyone, let's start with fact number 20. As you all know that, nowadays, trains are the one of the major source of travel. And the bullet train is one of the modern era. But do you know about the history of the train? Like who discovered it, and how it looks, when they first invented, and the fact is that, the world's first train, or world's first steam locomotive railway, using a locomotive was invented by Richard Trevithick in 1804, and it averaged less than 10 miles per hour. And Richard Trevithick was a British inventor and mining engineer from Cornwall, England, UK. Fact number 19. As you all know that calendar is a system for dividing time into fixed periods and for marking the beginning and end of a year. But do you know about the history of the calendar? Like who invented it, and what the world's first calendar looks like? And the fact is that the world's first calendar was first invented by Julius Caesar in 46 BC, as the system of this Roman emperor reduced the length of the solar year to 11 minutes. And then in 1582, Pope Gregory XIII invented his calendar, named Gregorian calendar, to correct the issue, and Pope Gregory XIII is best known for commissioning and being the namesake for the Gregorian calendar, which remains the internationally accepted civil calendar to this day. Fact number 18. As you all know that, a car is a wheeled motor vehicle used for transportation, but do you know who invented the world's first car? And the fact is that, Nicolas Joseph Cugnot was a French inventor and an engineer who built the world's first full-size and working, self-propelled mechanical land vehicle in 1769. And effectively, the world's first automobile. It was a large, steam-powered, three-wheeled vehicle that moved at the speed of a walk. Fact number 17. As you all know that, today, computer has become a part of your life, and it becomes difficult to do many things without it. But do you know about the history of computers? Like who invented it, and what the world's first computer looks like? And the fact is that, Charles Babbage, an English mechanical engineer, was a polymath and inventor. He conceptualized and invented the first mechanical computer in 1830s. His computer is also known as an analytical engine. Fact number 16. As you all know that, today, we have discovered a total of 9 planets in our solar system. But do you know which planet was first discovered in the world? And the fact is that 5 planets have been known since ancient times: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. And according to Wikipedia, in 1781, William Herschel was looking for binary stars in the constellation of Taurus. When he observed what he thought was a new comet, its orbit revealed that it was a new planet, Uranus. Uranus was the planet that was first discovered. Fact number 15. As you all know that, an aeroplane is a vehicle that can fly through the air with wings and one or more engines. And it is one of the major source of travel. But do you know about the history of the planes? Like who invented it, and what it looks like? And the fact is that, the world's first flying machine was invented by Orville Wright and Wilbur Wright, and also known as the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers credited with inventing, building, and flying the world's first successful motor-operated airplane. They made the first controlled, sustained flight of a powered, heavier-than-air aircraft with the Wright Flyer on December 17, 1903. Fact number 14. As you all know that, emoji are ideograms and smileys, or small digital icon, used in electronic messages and web pages to express an idea or emotions. And they are very popular in social media. But do you know about the history of emojis? Like who invented it? And the fact is that, Shigetaka Kurita is a Japanese interface designer who created the first emoji in 1999. He had to work within a grid measuring 12 by 12 pixels. Fact number 13. As you all know that, the typewriter, or modernly known as keyboard, is one of the best inventions in our history. But do you know who invented the typewriter? And the fact is that, Christopher Latham Scholes was an American inventor who invented the QWERTY keyboard, and has been contended to be one of the world's first inventors of the typewriter in the United States. Fact number 12. As you all know that, there is around 7,117 languages are spoken today, and meanwhile, just 23 languages account for more than half the world's population. But do you know which is the world's oldest language? And the fact is that, the world's oldest language is Sanskrit. Sanskrit is a classical language of South Asia belonging to the Indo-Aryan branch of the Indo-European languages in the Late Bronze Age, and it considered as the most ancient language. Fact number 11. As you all know that graphical interchange formats, or GIFs, are a series of images or soundless video that will loop continuously and doesn't require anyone to press play. And nowadays, they are very popular in social media. But do you know who is the inventor of GIFs? And the fact is that Steve Wilhite is an American computer scientist who worked at CompuServe and was primarily created the GIF file format in 1987, and he received a Webby Award in 2013 for it. Fact number 10. As you all know that a clock is a device used to measure, keep, and indicate time. The clock is one of the oldest human inventions, meeting the need to measure intervals of time shorter than the natural units. But do you know who invented the world's first mechanical pendulum clock? And the fact is that Christian Huygens, however, is usually credited as the inventor of pendulum clock. A major stimulus to improving the accuracy and reliability of clocks was the importance of precise timekeeping for navigation. Fact number 9. As you all know that a gun is a ranged weapon designed to use for shooting or as a self-defense weapon, and also in wars to win the battle. But do you know who invented the world's first handgun? And the fact is that the world's first handgun, or revolver, that do not require to reload, was invented by Francesco Antonio Braccu. Francesco Antonio Braccu was an Italian artisan and inventor, born in Godoni, Sardinia, regarded as the first developer of the revolver, realized by him in 1833, but he did not patent it. And in 1835, a similar gun was patented by an American inventor, Samuel Colt. Fact number 8. As you all know that a camera is a piece of equipment or an optical instrument used to capture images, and now the camera has started coming in the smartphones too. But do you know who invented the world's first camera? And the fact is that the world's first camera was designed by Johann Zahn in 1685, and this camera were incapable of saving the images and were huge in size. So the first permanent photograph of a camera image was made in 1825 by Joseph Nicephore Niepce, using a sliding wooden box camera made by Charles and Vincent Chevalier in Paris, and they was working on it since 1816. Fact number 7. As you all know that a pen is a common writing instrument used to apply ink to a surface, usually paper, for writing or drawing, and it is one of the best inventions of our history. But do you know who invented the one of the world's best invention, a pen? And the fact is that John Jacob Loud was an American inventor, known for inventing and holding the first patent for a ballpoint pen in 1888. However, his invention was not commercialized. The modern ballpoint pen would be patented later in 1938 by Laszlo Biro, 22 years after Loud's death. Fact number 6. As you all know that diamonds have been used since ancient times, and Cullinan diamond is the world's largest diamond. But do you know who discovered the world's largest diamond? And the fact is that the Cullinan diamond, discovered at the mine in Cullinan, South Africa, on the 26th of January 1905. It was named after the mine's owner, Thomas Cullinan. The Cullinan diamond weighing 1.33 pound, and it was the largest diamond ever found. Fact number 5. As you all know that a toothbrush is an oral hygiene instrument used to clean the teeth, gums, and tongue, and a toothpaste, along with toothbrush, is a key part of our daily oral hygiene, and it helps to remove bacteria and plaque from your teeth and gums. But do you know who invented the toothbrush and the toothpaste? And the fact is that the world's first bristle toothbrush, similar to the type used today, was made by William Addis at Clerkenwell, England, in 1780s, and the toothpaste was invented many years after the invention of the toothbrush by dentist Joseph Muller and inorganic chemist William Nebergall, and, in 1956, toothpaste was introduced nationally. Fact number 4. As you all know that cloning is the process of generating an artificial, genetically identical copy of a cell, or the process of creating clones of organisms, or copies of cells, and in nature, many organisms produce clones through asexual reproduction. But do you know who invented cloning? And the fact is that the process of cloning was first started by Hans Adolf Eduard Driesch. Hans Driesch was a German biologist and philosopher from Bad Kreuznach. In 1885, he began the first study of cloning, researching reproduction, and in 1902, he was able to create a copy of salamanders by dividing an embryo into two separate one. And in some countries, human cloning is banned, and it is illegal. Fact number 3. As you all know that the police is the official organization whose job is to make sure that people obey the law, and to prevent them, and solve the crime. But do you know who first made the police? And who was the first policeman? And the fact is that in 1797, Patrick Colquhoun was able to convince the West Indies merchants in London to establish a police force to prevent from thefts. And then in 1829, the first professional policemen in England were set up in London by Robert Peel, and then Home Secretary, after the Metropolitan Police Act. And in London, the policemen also known as peelers or bobbies. Fact number 2. As you all know that nowadays, it is very important to wash your hands to prevent from the virus. And we all must wash our hands. But do you know who invented hand washing? And the fact is that the hand disinfection was first introduced by Ignaz Semmelweis. Ignaz Philipp Semmelweis invented the practice of washing hands with chlorinated lime solutions. In 1847, he discovered that the puerperal fever, or childbed fever, could be drastically cut by the use of hand disinfection in obstetrical clinics. Before fact number 1. If you don't subscribe our channel, then like it, share it, and subscribe, the Calypso World. Fact number 1. As you all know that the brain is the most complex and amazing part of the human body. This 3-pound organ is the seat of intelligence, interpreter of the senses, initiator of body movement, and controller of behavior. But do you know who discovered the brain in our body that controls all the functions of the body? And the fact is that it is believed that in 5th century BC, the Pythagorean Alcmaeon of Croton, who first discovered that the place where our mind is located is brain. He believed that the seat of sensations is in the brain. Alcmaeon of Croton, also described as one of the greatest philosophers, naturalists, and neuroscientists of all time. You have not gone yet. Thanks for watching.